So yeah, Apology Tour came out. There's an argument that it's one of the series' best episodes. In many ways, it's the same as how I viewed Queen Bee. It doesn't have the same stuff we usually see in Helluva Boss, like fighting, but it added more development we weren't expecting. One of the best examples is with the episode star, Verosika Mayday. Yes, I've talked about Verosika numerous times on this channel. I've made it no secret she's my favorite character in the series, or why that is. However, I dare anyone to tell me she didn't end up stealing the show at the end of the episode. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before talking about this, we have to talk about how we got here. So how did that happen? At the beginning of the episode, we see Blitz trying to talk to Stolas. While I still stand by saying Stolas screwed up more in the previous episode, Blitz isn't helping his case here.
Blitz, what is it you want?
I want to feel like I'm earning my way to Earth. Okay, so get your tight feathered ass out of that lawn chair and into the bedroom so I can fuck it.
I'll talk more about this in another video, but Stolas is making it clear he's mad at Blitz now and is asking for space. He also points out that he was invited to a party by a certain group.
I don't want to feel worse than I already do. It's bad enough. I got an invite to this anti-Blitzo party, an honorary invite for being your freshest ex.
I'm pretty sure that makes Blitz the second most annoying character in his own series. The only other example I can name is SpongeBob, who has a whole day dedicated to getting away from him. I don't know whether Blitz would view that as a compliment or an insult that he doesn't have a whole day dedicated to him like that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stolas also reveals the person who invited him to the party, which makes Blitz more angry.
Kind of them to invite me, though. It might be rude not to make an appearance.
Verosika!
Honestly, I didn't expect Blitz to still have that anger towards Verosika. After seeing him repair things with Fizz, I thought he'd tone down his anger the next time she came up. Then again, she invited Stolas to a party for all of Blitz's exes. Either way, I am happy that they kept him angry at her, considering where it leads, but more on that later. Anyways, Blitz decides to prove he can apologize for things, and sets out to apologize for everything he did wrong to other people. And by apologize, I mean drops off a gift basket with a card. I do love this though for two reasons. One, seeing Mayberry and Martha was hilarious. And two, it shows that Blitz doesn't understand what an apology is supposed to be. To Blitz, he thinks the point is just to say sorry and offer a gift. He even outright admits that he doesn't mean any of these apologies at one point.
I said sorry a lot today, and honestly, didn't really mean any of it.
And at a later point, he explains why he doesn't see why he's the bad guy.
Everyone's shitty! Hello, we live in hell! Why am I all of a sudden the bad guy just for sucking at relationships?
All this is setting up how much of a piece of crap Blitz really is. I know I defended him, and even point out that he is trying to improve. However, when he acts like an asshole, I'll call him out for it. It's one thing to feel like you shouldn't have to apologize for a good reason, like believing someone else is in the wrong, but it's another to think you shouldn't apologize in general. Blitz just views it as he's done nothing wrong, and it's everyone else's fault that they're mad at him. By the way, despite not being his ex, I felt for everyone who got invited to this party. Unfortunately, I've gone through the same stuff, but didn't get a damn gift basket for my suffering. My point is Blitz really came off as horrible and needed to be knocked down a peg for how he's treated people. Thankfully, someone was happy to do that. That someone was Verosika. As I pointed out earlier, Stolas gets invited to a party for Blitz's exes, where he meets Verosika. Verosika eventually gets him on stage to share how Blitz had hurt him. I have to admit, for as much as I put more to blame on Stolas, this is probably my favorite song of Season 2 so far. It's what I wish Stolas had said from the beginning. He realized that he let things go on for too long, and that maybe he misread the situation at times. I know there are also people complaining that it sounds like Blitz is getting too much of the blame, since whenever Stolas says something related to, "What if it was me?" Verosika steps in and tells him no, it was Blitz. However, I think people are misreading that. Keep in mind, this is a party dedicated to every ex Blitz has ever had. Everyone here would probably assume he's the reason things went wrong. Yeah, I know it's terrible just to assume things, but can you blame any of them for assuming the worst? I mean, Blitz said this earlier in the episode.
Oh, please, everyone hates me for shitty reasons. In the end, everyone's just bitter they couldn't tie this ass down. I'm too much imp to simp.
I'll also be fair to Stolas and say while I understand why Blitz blew up the way he did, it doesn't excuse it. Blitz said hurtful things. Instead of trying to talk about it, he sticks to being stubborn, saying he's done nothing wrong. Again, while I put more blame on Stolas, both of them screwed up. After Blitz tries and fails to really apologize to Stolas, he sees Verosika and decides to go up and talk to her. She's also not surprised to see him and knows about his apology tour, so I was expecting Blitz to finally have a heart-to-heart after hearing her singing with Stolas. But instead, I got this.
Well, I'm sorry for always telling it like it is, sister. Well, I'm just being honest. I'm sorry for dumping you. Sorry for not falling head over heels for you.
I honestly can't tell if he's too dumb or too stubborn to see what he did wrong. Thankfully, Verosika doesn't back down when he tries deflecting blame by saying everyone is horrible.
Are you expecting sympathy? Oh, poor Blitz. Finally having to own that his actions affect other people's fifis. Bitch, please.
Her calling Blitz out is another reason I love her. Verosika doesn't want to hear the excuse that everyone is the problem. Blitz made the mistakes, and he deserves the blame. Blitz would only keep thinking he's in the right if she didn't call him out for it, and we even get to hear what exactly ended their relationship.
How do you think I felt when the fun guy I was dating decided to just bail on me because I made the shitty mistake of saying I love... It was the most embarrassing feeling to be vulnerable for once, and...
That honestly hurt to hear Verosika say that. She genuinely loved Blitz and admitted she enjoyed dating him. However, it was her wanting to be closer to him that caused him to screw things up. Granted, he's not telling her why he did that, but it doesn't change the fact that it still hurt her. That's also why she hosts a party, because she knows how everyone else feels that was with Blitz in the past.
But hosting this party for everyone else you've dicked over, at least I can help others cope with the shit you did.
That line goes back to why Verosika would say no when Stolas would start blaming himself. We see other people at the party still upset with what Blitz did to them. Some of them probably think that it was their fault that things went wrong. Even Verosika admits she still feels bad whenever she gets angry at him and is trying to help others realize it's not their fault. It is pretty telling though that despite everything Blitz put her through, she still cares about him. I mentioned this in my original video on Verosika.
To add to that, I do think Verosika would be willing to talk to Blitz about this. I'm not saying they'd immediately get back together, but I could see Verosika willing to at least be on speaking terms with Blitz. Heck, another comment pointed out that she cared enough to point out what's wrong with him in her solo without making it a joke.
I'm happy to see that I was right in that video. Verosika could have told everyone Blitz was there and put him in danger. Instead, she called him out for being stubborn and told him how badly he hurt her. That's not the actions of someone who hates you. If anyone hates you, they don't go through the trouble trying to make you realize what you did wrong. Instead, these are the actions of someone who cares and wants you to improve. I'm unsure if Verosika is still in love with Blitz, but I'll say this. She must care a lot to go through everything terrible he did and still be willing to give him advice so he can improve. Either way, the important thing is that it finally got through to Blitz and he admitted that he was horrible to her.
You're right. I actually am, sorry. I don't want to be this way.
They say the first step to fixing a problem is admitting that you have one. Thankfully, Blitz acknowledges that he's been the problem numerous times and shouldn't just blame the other person for everything. Verosika also respects him for making that first step and shows it by talking to him when he gets mad at someone kissing Stolas.
Oh, that bird-stealing cockback!
Hold it, Blitz. You know, if you want to change, it just starts with saying, good for him. Hope he gets laid.
I missed her saying Blitz instead of Blitzo on my first watch, but hearing it shows she is gaining more respect for him. Regardless, I hope we get to see Verosika again real soon. More fans are starting to realize she plays an important role in the story, and I would like to see her and Blitz continue to repair their relationship. Either way, I can't wait for Hell's favorite pop star to return and steal the show again. Until then though, I'm Marco Strange. Stay safe, stay strange.